Hi friends. It's been a minute. How's everyone doing? I just came back from the gym. It is 8:30. I know I'm slow in the morning, but I figured why not try and be a little bit more productive today in hopes that we could be more productive tomorrow. And turn on the camera instead. So we're here. I have to be honest, I've been failing at everything. I have not been shaping up to be what I had hoped. These last 2 weeks have been very rough. None of it is anyone but my own fault. It's just very easy to be comfortable, and then you very quickly grow to be comfortable rather than hungry. So if I have to be completely honest with myself, yeah, I've been failing. Now, where have I been failing is the question. What is it that I'm failing at? Here's the big one. Giving myself that extra 1% every day. That is where I'm failing. Not taking complacency as an option and looking to be better every day. Lots of escapism, lots of ways of distracting myself, lots of time wasted, I'm really good at wasting time, like very good at wasting time. I find that when I'm working on something that demands a bit more decision making and is more hands-on, it exhausts me a lot faster. It's more difficult to get through a process like that, as opposed to doing something a little more tedious. It feels like I'm just banging my head against the wall, and eventually the pressure explodes all at once, and then I have to step away for a little bit and go reset, and that usually is in the form of eating something or taking a break to watch a video, which again, and I've said this several times, is not how I want to take my breaks, because it's not productive and it's not healthy, and I rarely ever come out of it feeling like I'm rested. But then the problem is that attitude of working for 2 hours and then taking a break becomes habitual, and it leads into the work that I do that is more tedious, which should be very easy to sink a lot of time into. And then I do the same thing. I can only do the tedious tasks for 2 hours, and then I need to take a break. This workflow is something I've been dealing with for so long, something I've never gotten the better of. It's only ever gotten the better of me. And I've always asked myself, like, am I working hard, or am I just barely working enough? It's something I've always had to fight with, because I never really know. When I look at examples and people that influence me, I see them work for 12 hours a day without even a second thought. I know they have their own mental battle and all that stuff, but they just do it. They do it anyways because it's the thing they know they have to do. What frustrates me the most, obviously, is the fact that I'm not there, but also the fact that I know what I need to do to fix it. I have all the answers I need. I just am scared to try sometimes, and that fear gets the better of me. So I don't know if it's the fear of exhaustion every day. I don't know if it could be that. Sometimes I feel like it's that. Sometimes I feel like it's just the fear of letting go of the things that are comfortable to me, and vice versa, the fear of being uncomfortable. But I also know the joy and the gratitude that you feel from being exhausted and putting your best foot forward, and also just not thinking about it and just doing it. There's no reason I can't do it every day. There's no reason I can't have time. There's no reason that when the time comes to see friends once a month or whatever it may be, that I can't be there. There's really no reason for that. My brother hit it on the head. It's all, it's on me. It's on me to make up the time in between. You're never going to get more time. You just have to do the thing that you need to do. And that's been very difficult. It's been a roller coaster so far. Life has very much been testing me. I think, I'm sorry if my eyebrows look a little fucked up. I accidentally shaved this one too low. But that's not a part of life tests. That's just me being careless. Yeah, if you asked me honestly, how am I doing? I would tell you that honestly I'm failing. Not because I'm not doing anything, but just because I'm doing the average amount. And unfortunately, that's not what I'm expecting of myself. I know expectations kill motivation and shit like that, and I agree. I absolutely agree. I say that I also want to preface, though I expect myself to do something, I also am doing my best to be very mind off, action first, thought second, Yeah, I'm failing because I know what I should be doing day to day, second by second, minute by minute, but sometimes I don't always hit that benchmark, and this week's been better, but the week before was rough. Though there were elements that weren't in my control, so much of it was. And that's really what is disappointing, and that's where the failure comes from, is the lack of trying. Good or bad, you gotta show up. Good or bad, you have to do the thing you need to do. At the end of the night, when I'm sitting down after dinner, you had dinner. You had time to talk to your family. That was your break. Now it's time to do the thing that you know you need to do. And just giving yourself that extra 2 hours at the end of the day is a huge difference maker, man. It needs to be done. So that's where I'm falling short. And with that being said, I'm not saying any of this to be negative. I'm not saying any of this to drag on myself. Just an honest reflection. I'm just here to be honest. Every day's a new day. And it really does start with how you start your day. If I can show up to the gym, if I can be off of my phone in the morning, when I come back and just settle, just let myself settle, maybe take an hour and really let myself settle, eat my breakfast. Yeah, it's a lot easier to push through the rest of the day. You really do have to set the tone with yourself. And it's like working out. The gym is a very honest place. The way you treat your first set is going to dictate how you treat every set after. And you do find a second win when you push yourself to keep going. But you lose that very quickly if the mindset becomes, I'll just take it easy here. And naturally, you don't see the results as much, and you don't grow as fast, and you don't hit your benchmarks and your goals. And I know working the way I do, I know being on the roller coaster up and down because of myself is going to be the reason I fail. So, not that I don't ever deserve to relax, but when I do, I can feel the pressure and the gaze from everyone else. That is just, it's like looking down on me. And it's not easy for me to deal with that, to be honest. Sometimes it pushes me down further, but I think it's also those gazes that can speak to the better side of me, and I'll hear him say, just this is why you need to try to get rid of this feeling, get rid of this anxiety. So on the days that I hit my marks, I know that I'll be successful. but every time I don't, I can see the other side. So it takes a lot more effort to see the good version of me than it does the bad. And all it is your conscience telling you you know exactly what you need to do to be successful. You know exactly why you're failing, and you will end up like this if you don't give it everything you've got. It's really giving you a warning. So I know how much I need to work. But again, the fear always kicks in. And there's just sometimes there's a bigger desire to run away than to face it head on. You really have to be awake and conscious to decide to fight it every day. And it's very easy to slip into what is comfortable and run away. It always feels like there's pounding in my head. It feels like I'm hitting a brick wall every day, and it feels like brick by brick I hit it down one at a time. But sometimes there's this fucking bitch ass motherfucker on the other side adding more bricks. So yeah, I just gotta kill that guy. That's a horrible analogy, but yeah, we're still moving forward, but we're not doing anything different from any other year. We're walking through the mud, as always, but I will be better. I trust myself to do this. I've given up a lot of opportunities, a lot of connections, a lot of moments that I'm sure I would have loved to baby this dream. So I'm not ever gonna give up. That's for sure. This little fire inside of me, I think, is always gonna be there. Whether I choose to add to it or try and put a lid over it, it's never gonna die. So obviously the only way I'm gonna be happy is if I continue to fuel it. I don't remember where I was going with that. I've already wasted a lot of time. I've wasted a lot of my potential. I have made a lot of the wrong decisions. However, they've taught me a lot of the right decisions to make, and the right decisions, turns out, believe it or not, are the decisions that I knew I should have made from the get-go. So if there's any lesson to take, it's just listen to yourself. Listen to your mind, listen to your heart. Do the thing you know you need to do, and do it every second you can, because you're not going to get any time back. 51 days, by the way. I think this is the 51st day. 51 days of documenting my life. How do I feel after 51 days? Fucking disappointed. I know I could be better, and I want to be better, not only for myself, but also for my possible future nieces and nephews, for my maybe possible kids, and my mom and dad, and brother and sister, and friends, and everyone in between. I just need to be a better example. That's the point of this. So, yeah, that's all.